Hi, good evening. As a matter of fact, good afternoon. So we are live today on YouTube. This is from SIEC, and we are going to discuss about the IELTS listening strategies. I know that most of the students do not have problems in the listening module, but we are going to discuss about the listening strategy today. So I'm just setting up my camera so that everybody can see me clearly. Yeah. So we're going to discuss about the IELTS listening part today. Basically, I'm just going to give you around 9, 10 strategies of how to get good scores in your listening, especially when we're talking about the general students who require an 8 or 8 above score in listening. Naturally, you understand that you have to score 35 out of 40. For that, I have listed out a few things today, and that will be easy for you to understand. But before I jump into that session, I would like to first of all try to make you understand what exactly is the listening module and what exactly is the intention of the listening module in the IELTS test. So as we all know that the accent that is used is either British or American, and most of the students find it very difficult to understand sometimes the names of places or names of people, but it's only after you do quite a number of listenings then you get to understand. So there are two types of students. Some of them who are already used to watching English movies, speaking in English from their school time, speaking in English with their friends and relatives and at home. So it becomes easier for them because they are used to listening to those words every now and then. And they watch movies, English movies, and then you watch a lot of news, you read a lot of books, and so in this, and you even listen to a lot of English music. So this helps students to get used to a lot of words that are being used to in the listening. And so those students who do the listening don't find it very difficult to understand the words because they've already been hearing them for a long time in their life. But for students who are not used to speaking in English, or do not like to watch English movies, or do not watch much of English movies, or do not much listen much of English songs, I know it's very lame actually, but yes, the first step of improving your listening in IELTS is to improve on your have good listening skills. So, good listening skills, in fact, is just to understand that the main important criteria what you have to do to improve your overall listening skills is to watch a lot of English movies, listen to a lot of English songs, watch news. You don't have to watch the entire news. You can just watch for 5, 10 minutes. Most of the people like cricket. You can listen to the commentaries that they give. So these things help a lot in improving your listening skills overall. The listening abilities is improved in this way only by you speaking to others and you listening to others, and like I said, by watching movies and listening to songs, watching TV shows, watching many kind of sports channels that are in English. So this will help you improve in your English skills and listening skills. That's right. So the next one is polish your topic vocabulary. Now we understand that listening every day, it's a new topic. Sometimes they talk about a lecture in a college. Sometimes they talk about a customer inquiring about something from the customer care, or someone asking for information, or students listening to a lecture. So always it's different, but then they are not very large in number. So sometimes we, especially if we talk about section 3 of the listening, is mainly mostly about the education. And for example, it is a tutor talking to a number of students, or it is a person discussing about an assignment. Most of these topics of section 3 are about education. So you just have to polish most of these topic vocabulary about So whenever you get these topics about education, people will usually be talking, or the speaker will be usually talking about education, about students, about university, about assignments, about colleges, or about the classrooms. These are the kind of words that comes to our mind when we are talking about an institution, or talking about a lecture or something like that. So this way, what you'll have, what if you understand the topic vocabulary, that means before the section starts, they always say that you will hear a lecture between a lecturer and his students, or you will hear a lecture between this and this. So you understand that is not mentioned in your question paper actually, but you need to listen to those lines very carefully, because in those lines it is mentioned that uh, what exactly is the listening recording going to be about. It gives us a little bit of an idea. So in that way, we become mentally prepared of what topic or what kind of words are going to be used in the listening, or in the next recording, or the following recording. Now, word types are very important. Now, sometimes it's very difficult because the listening is quite fast and you hear the recording only once. Yes, if you're giving the paper based exams, you get extra 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheets. But if you're giving the computer based IELTS, then you will not get any extra time. You have to transfer your answers. You have to write down the answers at that particular time as the listening is going on. So, word types are very important to recognize. So, for example, they are describing about something about an action. So, you know that the word that comes there will be a verb. For example, they're talking about a particular person. So you know that the word that is going to come there is a noun. The name of a person or place is a noun. So learn how to use these word types. What happens is that, for example, I'm confused between two words or two names. I can guide both those names. So you can just give the initial of V as verb and N as noun. So by the time you get 10 minutes extra for paper-based exams, you can come back to your answers and try to find out which is the more relevant answer. The next part, which is very important, and it's important in any other test, that is in PTE listening or TOEFL listening, is plug in the situation. Yes, this part is very important because usually we do not listen to the instructions well. We always jump up when the first section starts. You are given 30 seconds to check your answers. Most of us do not do that. We do not check the answers. And the next part is, before the any section starts, they always tell us you will hear a lecture on. This information, like I said, is never given in the question paper. But we students are always so engrossed, so interested in, we are waiting for the next section to start, that we don't listen to the instructions very well. So if you listen to these first two lines, which are not mentioned in the question, this gives us an idea of what the topic discussion is going to be about. So this gives us a mental preparation that what kind of words we're going to look for. And it is very important because these instructions that are given before the listening starts is not just for namesake. It is also to mentally prepare a student that what am I going to discuss about, or what is the speaker going to discuss about, or what is the a person, whoever is in who is going to talk, whether it's a monologue or dialogue, whether it's a discussion between two people. At least you have an idea of what the discussion is going to be about. So that is what is the most important, to plug in the situation. This will help you understand the rest of the recording very well. So I wanted to share my PPTs here, but I guess it's not possible to share here. So we'll definitely have a Zoom session once where I will be able to share my PPTs with you, and I'll be explaining the listening, reading, and writing modules in length with proper PPTs and proper plans. This is just an introduction of IELTS listening, which we have started now. And later on, we will go with more and more deeper. And if you have any problems in your listening module, please do let us know, and so that we can help you further. Right. Next, which is most important, is those don't lose attention. I know that especially students who are not used to listening to so much of fast English, sometimes they stay behind. So when they're answering, say, question 1 to 5, 1 to 5 is always very easy, maybe 1 to 6. Then after that, when the recording starts speeding up a little bit, so when you're in question number five, you're so engrossed in number five or number six that by the time you wake up, you realize that the recording is playing for question number nine or 10. It happens every time. It happens with everybody. So what happens at this time is that there are only two things which you have to understand, of course, is that my required scores. Now, if I know I have to score 8 in listening, that means I have to score 35 out of 40. If I need to score 6 or 6.5, I need to score around 30 or less than 30, 23 to 30. So now, when I'm talking about don't lose attention, for example, if I am stuck in question number 5 and I am not able to find out the word in that particular time when the recording is going, leave it. Leave it and please concentrate on the question that is going on. Please concentrate on the recording of the question that is going on. Do not linger on to the previous question, because in that way you will miss at least 3 4 questions and you will be losing on that. You will be losing marks on that because question 6 or 5 you've already listened. You're just confused about 2 or 3 answers. But listen, 7, 8, 9, if you miss, you've never heard the recording. You didn't concentrate on the recording. So you won't be able to find the nearest answer also. So just don't lose attention. Stick to the question where the recording is being played. Now, please watch out. The next one is please watch out for word indicators. In every listening, you know how the listening goes is that today I decided to wear a blue shirt. Then my mom suggested that I should wear a green color. However, my friends thought that white color would suit the occasion. In the end, I decided to wear a gray color. So this is how your listening actually goes on. So in the end, that is a word indicator. So the whole discussion was going on, and that is a word indicator that in the end, this is what he decided to wear. So words like however, moreover, but, then, finally, in the end, they, these words, they help us. These are word indicators. They help us to see how the recording or to understand if the recording is taking another turn. Is the discussion prolonging, or is the speaker going to the next direction? Is he going against what he said before? Is he still continuing what he said before? Is he giving examples, for example? What is he exactly doing? You come to know through these word indicators. So please watch out for these word indicators. The next is, there are some students also who write the answers very quickly. So do not write the answers very quickly. In most of the listening modules, you can see that as soon as the listening recording starts and you find that, okay, so someone says that I live in 103 Victoria Street, and suddenly you write 103 Victoria Street. Later on, after some time, you say, no, 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 it's not 103, it's 105. So don't write your answers too quickly. Please listen to the recording of that particular question properly and then only write the answer. Now, there are certain questions where they spell out the names for you, like names of people or email IDs or addresses or names of people, they do spell out. Please be careful with the words like the M and the N. So the O, we don't say zero. We say they say O or a zero. So these kind of things, please be very careful while noting down your answers. Silly mistakes are there, which is very important in the listening, and that is why students lose sometimes. Even zero point 0.5 can make a big difference of one band. So, if you get, like, for example, it's a plural, you're supposed to write boys and you write only boy. You have to be very sure of the word form. Maybe the answer was in past tense and you wrote in present tense. The answer is in future tense and you wrote in past tense. So, please make sure of the word form of the answer. Make sure of the plural singular of the answer, which is very important. And be careful that, especially when you're writing T, you cut the T. Now, reading and listening answers in the IELTS are always asked to be written in block letters. The only reason is because your reading and listening answers are corrected both by a scanner and it is also human checking. So the scanner is a computerized. It understands only computerized language. That is the reason we always ask students not to write in cursive writing or joint handwriting, but to write the answers in block letters. So you can write in small letters or you can write in capital letters, but it has to be in block letters separate. All the words have to be written separately. Yeah. So after when you are transferring your answers, if it's paper based or and if it's you're writing the answers in the into computer-based IELTS, or if you're transferring the answers to the answer sheets in the paper-based IELTS, please do not leave any answers empty. I know sometimes that we may not know the right answer, but it is very important that we don't leave any answers, whatever nearest to it. It may not be the right one, but whatever nearest, whatever your conscious, subconscious, mind tell you, whatever is there in your mind right now, whatever you think is the answer, just write it down. Please do not leave any blank answers. Now, in the listening part, the most important strategy that I'd like to give you, which is actually a bit difficult to inculcate, a bit difficult for students to understand, but students who are, especially of general IELTS, who are looking for 8, has to develop one skill in the listening module, which will successfully help them to get 8 to 9 bands in their listening. That is note making. I know it's not easy. If you have in PT and TOEFL and all, you will have this habit of making notes, but in IELTS you don't, because the listening as it is goes so fast, so it is not easy for you to make notes. But if you learn the art of taking notes, so as the listening is going on, for example, you have an MCQ, multiple choice questions, the question you read, and there are 4 options. So, whatever option they're talking about, there will be some discussion of 1, 2 sentences. Make notes of each and every point. Make notes of each and every one. So, what happens is that then you go for the elimination process. You see all the 4 options. Okay, you find that 2 options are most appropriate for the question. So, you're stuck with 2 options. You can tick both B and C at that time. And then by the time you finish the listening, you can go back to that question and see the notes that you have written there, and that will be easier for you to get your answers. So this is what actually are the main strategies and important steps to successfully get good scores in your IELTS listening. We'll be coming up with more sessions on IELTS reading. Now we are lined up PTE sessions for you. So students who are looking, who are preparing for PTE, we will be having the PTE writing strategies, how to score 90 in speaking, and all these different topics that we've come up for you to help you solve your to help you get your scores in your first attempt. So please join us for these sessions and do subscribe to our channel so that you get notified whenever we come live. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that you will watch this, and in case you have any queries, we will have our number on the video so you can call us. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.